Namo Myoho Renge Kyo, Namo Myoho Renge Kyo, Namo Myoho Renge Kyo. Hello, friends. How are you? I hope this finds you in good health and secure. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your practice. We are in the midst, or did we start already? Yeah, we're in the midst of chapter 8, the receipt of prophecy for 500 disciples. But I thought I would take just a little break from the Herbert's translation of the Lotus Sutra to delve into volume 2 of Buddhism Reference. For those of you who may not have gotten an ebook, electronic or PDF, or however maybe it's in an ebook form. Anyway, of the first book, the Buddhism Reference, there is a playlist on the homepage of this channel called Buddhism Reference, and it has every term that's in the book as a podcast or video. You can also get the podcast free, just like the videos, so you can have an audio collection of each term. I highly recommend either getting the book or watching the videos or listening to the podcast, because it's essential that as we practice in this age, this latter age, this Mappo age, this Nichiren age of the Lotus Sutra, or the Lotus method of realization, Namo Myoho Renge Kyo, that we understand the terms and words of Buddhism from our modern perspective. And as you know, there's the scholarship is thousands of years in the making, and my nose is very cold here in Mississippi right now and dry. So everyone with allergies or sensitivities to the humidity being dry, of course, so I apologize. Anyway, these words change and shift in meaning over the history of Buddhism. As I often say, Shakyamuni taught the same thing from the word go, but he taught it to the capacity of those who he was teaching, and with an eye to the future, brought these peoples along, their capacities, expanded their way of abstracting and thinking so they could really understand what they were experiencing in the mind and how that constructed their reality, right? So consequently, there are words which he used right from the start that had a meaning relatable to those people at the time, and then relatable to the next phase of teaching at the time. And so there are certain words, like even the Nidana, a big conceptual framework to consider how cause comes into effect and how things come together. By the time we get to Tendai, and certainly Nichiren, we have the fully developed 3,000 realms in a single thought moment. Well, on first glance, you wouldn't think those two were related, right? But if you study from our perspective, then you can see the associations, and you can see how these are talking about the same thing, albeit with a much more, how should I say it, expansive, rounded out, maybe more complex. But from our modern perspective, we can understand the Nidana in terms of energy manifesting formations into form. And to us, a science-based society with incredible insights as to the nature of reality, we are capable of understanding, and actually it's much more relatable for us to understand the 3,000 realms in a single thought moment from the standpoint of quiescent energy, formation, form, than it is for us to go down all those technical names and the Didana and the attraction and the this and attachment and the senses and the da-da-da-da-da. That's, I'm not putting it down. I'm just saying the continuity, which is, to me, essential for confidence that I'm practicing that which Shakyamuni Buddha actually taught, that's it's hard to measure the value of that, yeah? So please make use of the playlist, Buddhism Reference, or get the ebook or the print book. I like print books, but it's getting expensive to buy a print and to ship it, right? With ebooks, you don't have to deal with that, so it's much, much cheaper. And if you can't do that, then at least know there's a playlist so that you can go one by one and listen to, watch the videos, the podcasts on those terms, which the videos and the podcasts actually, you know me, I blah, blah, blah a lot more than I do in the book. In the book, I try to be concise. So maybe that's another reason to get the book, okay? Anyway, I am, as you know, presently working on volume 2, and it's going to be probably twice the size of the first volume. And that's because as I'm reading, and this is why I'm taking a break, as I'm reading this Leon Hurwitz's translation of the Lotus Sutra, he's using a lot of these older terms as he walks through the translation of the Chinese Lotus Sutra. And I'm concerned that for the same reasons that motivated the first book, that some of these terms are going to confuse or confound listeners, students, yeah, you and I both. And I find myself going back into, research mode and going, okay, so this is what relates to this, so this is what this means in terms of our practice today. And so that was the motivation for the first book. This second book is no different, except it's going to have a lot more terms of older schools of Buddhism that still are appearing to us in the Lotus Sutra. So as a study aid, that I've already started that playlist, although, I'm somewhere around 360 pages on this particular volume 2. The number of pages gives you an idea of how many terms are in it. And I don't nearly have that many videos representative of all those terms on the playlist yet. So I thought I might do some catching up today. There are a few. There is a playlist called Buddhism Reference Volume 2. And so you can follow along with that if you're already a current on the first book. Anyway, this is just a short video as a reminder and as a preface so that you use this resource to your advantage. That's what the purpose of this resource and the website and all of this is about. And thank you to patrons. Thank you to all of you for your support. Like and subscribe. It helps propagate the resource. But this is all about building your confidence and resolve in your practice, right? That's what this resource is for. The whole resource, all of it. So please make use of the playlists. If you have an idea for a different playlist that I don't already have, because there's over 1,500 videos on this channel. So some of the playlists are getting rather voluminous. Maybe I need to break them up in... Anyway, if you have ideas on that, let me know in the comments, please. And that's all really I wanted to say in this video. I will now set about to capture a few more terms that are in Volume 2. Which is already as an ebook on the threefoldlotus.com ebook page, so you can order it. I caution you, though, it's in that stage of finished, not finished, maybe adding some terms. By the time I finish this translation, the book should be complete, because I'm readying myself for more surprises, right? Oh, I didn't think about that term. Let's add that to the book. Not that I'm going to add every single term there is, because then I would be making a library of Buddhism reference, and I'm not interested in doing that. I just want us to be secure and confident in our modern practice, Nichiren's doctrine, Lotus Sutra Buddhism, confidence, resolve, right? That's what this resource is about. So again, to patrons who monthly support this effort, you make this possible. Thank you so much. And all of you who make purchases of books or mandala so on and so forth. That helps to support this effort. So use the playlist. Please do that. If you have comments, let me know, and let's get to it. Take care of your health, and I'll see you in the next video.